Hi, my name is Shelley Wright, and I'm a Canadian PD specialist with Discovery Education. I'm going to talk to you about what inquiry looks like in Canada, and maybe some of the ways that it's different than US inquiry. Canadian inquiry is based on constructivist pedagogy. What that means is that we rely heavily on active engagement in the classroom. We know that kids learn best when interacting with each other, and we focus heavily on the learning process and about developing skills in students so that they can learn how to learn and that they can think about the process of their learning. We also use content to teach skills. That's not saying that content's not important. It is, but the content we include is very intentional. The reason we use it is to develop skills like critical thinking, collaboration, synthesis, summary, research, all of these skills that are so important for students. And these are the skills that students take forward. We make sure that every inquiry is framed by a guiding or a driving question. Sometimes these questions are created with students and teachers together. Sometimes it's created by the teacher and the students find an area of interest within that to ask their own questions. Really, the important thing about inquiry is that it moves the focus of the learning from the teacher as transmitter of knowledge to the student as the one who interacts and creates knowledge and shows their learning. One of the other things is that the teacher moves from being a teacher really to being that of a mentor learner. One of the things we have to really offer our students is that we know how to learn and we can talk about our learning. And this is something that we tend to model for students. Some of the non-negotiables for inquiry is that the idea of students generating their own questions and following those questions to find their own answers. So, if you were to be looking at a unit like the Holocaust, students could decide if they wanted to research what happened to the Jewish people, or to look at what was the impetus for the Nazis really, trying to exterminate these people, or even another aspect of what was the world's response. So with a broad topic like the Holocaust, it would allow students to ask and then answer their own questions. Another non-negotiable is the idea of student voice and choice. This voice and choice can look at a number of different ways, from what the guiding question is, students helping to create that. It can be what the student product is that's going to show their learning. It can be in how they choose to learn it. Having students figure out, do they learn best by watching videos? Do they learn best by reading? Do they learn best by hearing and writing things down? Or, some kids learn best by doodling their thoughts out. And so voice and choice is something that is incrementally added in as students become better learners. It's not just a free-for-all. And so it has to be very carefully scaffolded. Another thing that we do as teachers that's really important is helping students capture the learning that's happening throughout the whole inquiry process. One of the most important things is the process. Process is probably more important than the product. It used to be that we just used to assess the product of a project, and now we work using technology or using whatever other tools students are comfortable with to capture the learning from the beginning of the project. What preconceived ideas are they going into the project, to see how their thinking evolves and grows throughout the project. So I hope this video helps you to see some of the ways and the nuances of inquiry and what is important, that it really puts the ownership of learning onto the student, and the teacher becomes more of a facilitator and a guide who asks questions and offers expertise when it comes to developing skills and to help kids think about their thinking.